Good morning, people. I am on my way to St. Cloud. I'm going to hang out with a new friend of mine. So in the Drifttoberfest video that I put out and in some of my social media content, I mentioned how I love going to these drift events, but I've kind of been on the outskirts of them. For the last 2 or 3 years, I've gone to about 2 events a year, and every time I've shown up as a guy who's trying to just capture as much content as I can, whether it be photos or videos, and most of it just for myself, selling a little bit of it here and there, but I've been so focused on the capturing and on being behind the camera that I haven't gotten to actually talk with people that much, and I haven't gotten to make that great of friends with people that much until this last event when I did get to talk to a handful of people. But even there, I recognize so many people's names or their cars, but I don't know or I don't recognize their faces, and that's sad to me because the car community is such a community, and I would love to just be a better part of it. I don't really know very many of the guys at the track, even though I see them every time I'm at the track. So in an effort to get to know some of them a little better, and to, when I'm at the track, be able to walk up to people without interrupting them, without bothering them, without, walking up while they're working on their car and they're like, oh, who is this guy? I don't want to talk and show them all my stuff because I don't know them. I'm trying to make friends with some of these guys outside of the racetrack, and especially during this winter time. So I made a post in our local drift Facebook group and asked if anybody would be down to hang out this winter outside of the racetrack, and whether they're working on their car or if they would be interested in just showing me their car and tell me about it, whatever it is, and maybe make some content while I'm at it. And a lot of people responded and said they'd be super down for that. So I'm hoping to do a lot of that throughout the winter, and getting to know these guys, showing their cars, sharing their stories, learning their stories myself, and then making a familiar face at the racetrack. And now I actually know these people, and it's a lot more fun to go and talk with them and hang out with them at the track. And same for them. Then they actually know one of the media guys or another one of the media guys, and get more content from it. So where I'm headed today is one of those guys' shops. This is going to be Matt, and he said that he's got like 70 cars on his property. So I'm excited to tour all of that and show you all of that. And yeah, it should be a good time. Let me know if you like this kind of content. Let me know if you've got a drift car and you're near the cities and you want to team up on one of these and make some friends too. So otherwise, we'll tune back in whenever I get to the shop. All right, so I made it out to Matt's shop. I'm standing right in front of it. He's given me a tour of the inside, which has a ton of cool cars in it, and a tour of the outside, where he is looking to develop a JDM junkyard. He's got so many cars out here. It's really cool. He really is a wellspring of knowledge, experience, and potential content. So today he's showing me around. He's showing me what he's doing, and we're going to actually film a first YouTube video for him. And he's going to be launching a YouTube channel, so I'm going to help him film his first video, kind of make a plan for content, and really dive into the automotive creation. He said he's been waiting for so many years to do this because he's got kind of perfectionism. He's wanting everything to be perfect. He doesn't really know where to start. And here's his channel where he's going to be putting all of his content. Make sure to go subscribe and follow along for all the projects that he's working on. All right, I'm in the shop. I'm here with Parky. We're going to be making some YouTube content for him. So, Parky, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Name's Matt Parky. I've been drifting for going on, it's been my 6th season now. Been part of Bash Bros since we started Bash Bros. This is one of the newer cars I got coming up for the 2026 season. It's a 1990 Nissan 240SX. It was an original Nissan 240SX. It has been right-hand drive swapped. I actually got the shell as just a shell, no tube work, no motor, no trans, no subframes. kind of just honestly picked up spare parts from around the shop, stuff we had laying around, and we built this creation. Some of the stuff that we did, I got this motor for like 150 bucks. It's a 5.3 Gen 3, and it was actually rusted shut. You couldn't move it. It was completely hosed. I thought the motor was going to be junk towards the end. I ended up just getting bored one night, tearing it apart. Come to find out, acetone and transmission fluid is amazing. Let it sit in there and soak for a while, push the piston all the way down, hit it with a Harbor Freight hone, which I know is not recommended, and we put the head gasket back on with some copper spray, and it's purrs like a kitten. I think we're down 8 psi on compression. Actually, it's kind of wild. We're just going to see what the motor can take. If it blows up, we'll put something better in there. Literally had a 300ZX LS-swapped pan. I ended up trading off for a 240SX LS-swapped pan. Told myself, we'll find a deal one of these days where it'll come in handy, as it did. Then I went to my buddy Troy at Schmee's Fab. He actually took some of the stuff that I had and made me copy mounts to work with my LOJ pan that made this motor fit just spectacular. Ended up having to use, since the right-hand drive was a little more technical, we had to use a C6 header, stock header, to get it navigate around the steering shaft, as well as finding a master for the clutch. As you can see here, that is from a 370Z. The head of the 5.3 sits too far back to get a normal 240 master or a 350Z in there. So we went out to the parts yard and that's what we found. Works perfect. Clutch is fully bled and engages in all the gears. As for the blower, that is another interesting story we have. Actually, one of my good friends, John, who does photography for the Drift Crew as well, he had this blower laying around and asked me if I was interested in it and told me I could have it for free as long as I used it on something. Well, free is my number. So we went on, I waited around for a while. Holly Terminator had a 75% deal on the ultra low ram that came with the fuel rails. It was around 130 bucks. I think this aluminum cost me more than the darn low ram on there. My buddy Justin, he's just a wizard with his CNC and his fabricating skills, was able to put together this and build this plate to adapt the Eaton 112. This is from a Ford Lightning onto the Holly that is now going to be on the 5.3. Still working on ways to keep it cool. I'm not sure how we're going to go about that. Maybe we'll just use it on a different project. I'm not sure yet. It does look cool on there. It looks kind of intimidating. Maybe it'll wake the stock engine up a little bit. I'm not sure.
All right. Now Parky is going to show us around a little bit of his JDM junkyard. You can see he's got a couple of cars all around back here. So he's going to give us a little tour, point out some of his future projects, and I'm excited to see what all he's got back here.
Hi. Welcome. This is just a little bit of what I've been doing the last 5 years. I kind of just go on Marketplace and find every single JDM deal I can find, at the point to where friends have kind of just reached out to me and, you know, give me first dibs on some of these deals. Kind of helps. Mainly in this little junkyard, it's G35s and 350Zs, Nissan stuff. Back there we got an old 300ZX that we ported out, kind of helping out people. The G35s obviously have the same subframes, motors, racks as the 350Z, axles, wheel bearings. A lot of the parts are interchangeable. It makes it really convenient and cheaper to get parts for your 350Z. Keep a couple of the LS car trucks around just for the motors. Stupid stuff like this Cadillac's got a small block in it. We can get to that another day. Couple 240s, 350Zs. This was my 240, actually sold to a buddy of mine. He's gonna make it into a drift car, so that's kind of cool. Lexus GS 400, it's got the 1UZ, 320,000 miles, and the odometer broke since we bought it, so I don't really know what it has on it. I don't think it'll die either. One of my favorites is this Denasi over here. This thing is sitting on a 1990 Dodge 1500 chassis. It's obnoxious. The 350Z I manual swapped, and my buddy got this Miata here. You see there's another G35 back there, 370Z chassis, 240SX chassis. I think we have a total of 3. I personally have 3 240SX coupes and 2 S14s. I think 9 350Zs, 13 G35s, 4 BMWs, something like that, 2 RX-8s, 4 Miatas. This is a sore subject. I suppose I'll take you through for the rest of the tour, and we'll show you the couple other cars we have while we're here. My most prized car that I own right now, my Ford 5.3, 2 miles on it so far on this engine, S14. Thanks for watching.